Although America is the greatest nation in the world, we still face many modern problems. And modern problems require modern solutions.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Chappelle Show sketches.
Prince, you got a towel, man? It's kind of hot out here, man.
Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?
For this list, we'll be ranking the funniest, most enduring, or outrageous shorts from the Comedy Central series. What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Mad Real World.
When I first entered the house, needless to say, I was a little surprised to meet the other roommates.
Since we already know what happens when people stop being polite and start being real, we loved seeing this take on a familiar premise. The Mad Real World instantly calls out the lack of diversity that plagues many reality TV shows. Instead of having one or two minority cast members, a Caucasian man is brought into a predominantly African-American reality show cast. This opens the door up for sharp and relevant racial commentary.
The reason why we call this house meeting is because we just don't feel safe with you in the house anymore, Chad.
Are you serious?
I don't feel safe.
At the same time, this sketch is an excellent parody of the reality TV genre as a whole. While a few jokes definitely might cause you to cringe more than laugh, it overall is a great summary of what's wrong with reality TV.
Every day, okay? Then what is your problem, man? Why you want to work so hard, huh?
Yeah, man, America want to see us live, not work.
Number 19. Making the Band.
I rip and I rhyme. I rhyme and I rip. This is the way that Dylan spits. You trying to get some of this hot fire?
It didn't take long for Chappelle to put another MTV reality show in his crosshairs. In this sketch, the comedian dresses up as Diddy and attempts to cultivate new and emerging artists. He starts his sketch by making fun of an infamous moment from MTV's Making the Band. On the original show, Diddy once made contestants walk across a bridge to get him cheesecake. Chappelle's version of the artist sends his music hopefuls to extremely far-off locations for random fetch quests.
The only way I can keep the studio open is if y'all go out and walk to northern New Jersey, give me a set of left-handed golf clubs.
In between his ridiculous requests, there's a hilarious running gag where he's too reliant on his security and he parodies Making the Band's most outrageous moments. Even if you've never watched Diddy's original show, you'll find yourself laughing at this silly parody.
Go out there and get daddy a hit. I'm gonna take a nap.
Number 18. What makes white people dance?
We want to see what happens when you play electric guitar in the most professional of settings. Ready, John?
Dave enlisted the guitar-playing talents of John Mayer and got Questlove on the drums for this sketch. Chappelle teams up with these musicians so he can prove society's beliefs that white people can't dance are untrue. He shows that a jam band electric guitar puts office workers into an immediate and mellow trance. As soon as Mayer plays a fight riff in a restaurant, all the listeners start a mosh pit.
These people are going, look at him, oh my God, look at this. Oh!
However, the guitar is completely ineffective in a barbershop full of African American and Hispanic customers. Chappelle ultimately uses other instruments to get everyone in the shop moving. Underneath the jokes about common stereotypes, the comedian is sure to include a message that everyone should feel free to dance. Number 17. World Series of Dice.
Everyone knows we're here for one reason and one reason only. We're here for the 8th annual World Series of Dice.
In the World Series of Dice sketch, a group of eccentric characters are assembled to play an intense high-profile televised sporting event. Chappelle manages to bring in both Eddie Griffin and Bill Burr into this silly sketch. Since the set has intentionally low production value, it's hilarious to see two guys in full suits provide live commentary.
And Leonard laying it on thick. An incredible stare down between Leonard and Grits.
The game is also interrupted by angry partners and a group of thieves. If enough people expressed interest, we'd love to see the World Series of Dice on ESPN one of these days.
Grits and Gravy is up next. Now, Grits is most known for once rolling 77 sevens in a row at a casino in Las Vegas.
Number 16. knee-high park sketches.
Look, it's Dangle. And hey, you're Chris Rock.
Stage Chappelle, but close enough.
Not even Sesame Street was off limits for this acclaimed show. In the Knee-High Park series, innocent-looking puppets teach very adult lessons to a young audience nearby. One clip provides an extremely edgy take on Oscar the Grouch.
Where your parents anyway?
My mommy and daddy are at work.
Oh, yeah? Well, me, I gave up working a long time ago.
In another segment, a puppet lets his captive audience know all about his adult diseases. And there's a song number that explains the danger of addictive behavior. Each sketch can go from jaw-dropping to gross in just a drop of a hat. But there is one common thread between all of them. None of them should be shown to young audiences.
Sex isn't wrong, but you gotta be right. If you're hitting the sheets, then wrap it up tight.
Number 15. I Know Black People sketches.
Welcome to the show, I Know Black People. We take contestants who claim to know black people and put their knowledge of African American culture to the test.
The I Know Black People sketch had Chappelle hosting a game show that takes a cross-section of people and asks them very different questions about current African American culture. People have to know everything from vocabulary to popular TV shows to get all the answers correct. It's definitely funny to hear contestants from different walks of life answer each of these questions. But it's also hilarious to see how Chappelle responds to each of their responses.
That is correct. You do have a badonkadonk.
I may have heard that once or twice before, yeah.
I'm telling you, Washington Heights.
This series of sketches didn't need a lot of flashy effects or funny costumes. The sharp and witty writing was enough to make them memorable.
Tito, is pimping easy?
No.
That is correct.
Number 14. The Playa Haters Ball. You'd be forgiven for assuming that the Playa Haters Ball sketch, or its sequel Time Haters, was an original idea from Dave Chappelle and crew. But it turns out the comedian was riffing on a real event.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? The Evil Star here. Want to welcome you to the 5th annual Playa Haters Award ceremony. This gala affair, we host this once a year.
While the actual Players Ball has been linked to some serious events, Chappelle's meeting is a decidedly lighter affair. His version is complete with a lot of ridiculous superlative awards and outlandish personalities.
I hate you, I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else.
The colorful costumes and even more colorful language go hand in hand with a bunch of creative and unforgettable names. Featuring a tense award ceremony and a funny Ice-T cameo, this sketch is considered a classic by many fans.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go home and put some water in Buck Nasty's mama's dish. Good evening.
Number 13. Lil Jon at the airport.
Yeah! Did you pack the bags yourself? Yeah! And the bags have been in your possession the whole time?
What?
Sometimes a simple concept can provide a ton of great humor. Chappelle knew less was more when he starred in this sketch. Since Lil Jon was known for shouting out a few words in various songs, the comedian exaggerates that and mostly limits the artist's vocabulary to 3 words. The fake Lil Jon navigates a complicated airport conversation while screaming out, "Yeah, okay," and "What?" over and over again.
What? Have a nice flight.
Chappelle manages to keep the joke fresh with an enthusiastic and committed performance. And as an added bonus, he completely drops the premise at one point and gives Lil Jon more lines.
Pardon me, madam. Will this be reflected upon my frequent flyer miles?
Did you book your flight online?
This character was so iconic that he was brought back to a fantastic SNL skit years later.
I have a wife. What? I have a wife. What? I have a wife. Okay.
Number 12. Dave gets Oprah pregnant.
Dave, it's Oprah.
Oh. Hey, what's up, girl?
Look, Dave, I'm pregnant.
Are you sure it's mine?
We all dream about winning the lottery and potentially quitting our jobs. However, most probably don't imagine getting rich the way Chappelle does. In the sketch, the comedian learns that he and Oprah Winfrey are having a baby. He plans to have her use her fortune to fully support him. Chappelle has tons of fun saying goodbye to his work life and colleagues while also subtly hinting at issues he has with the way he's marketed.
You know I never approved this. Nobody ever listens to me around here. I'm not dangerous. At least I wasn't dangerous. Ah!
He proceeds to blow Oprah's money like it's no tomorrow, acts out to basically everyone, and takes up a bunch of new hobbies. Unfortunately, his dream turns into a nightmare when it's revealed that he is not the father. It's a great button for a bizarrely funny premise.
Oh, shit! Oprah, what about our dreams? Huh?
Sorry, Dave.
What am I gonna do now? I quit my job!
Number 11. Black Bush.
You win? You have a problem with that? You know what you should do? You should sanction me. Sanction me with your army.
This politically themed sketch had Chappelle become President Black Bush. He addresses each problem America was facing at the time with hilariously blunt speeches and actions. Throughout the sketch, Chappelle also meets up with African-American versions of other political figures. This comedic presidential stint gives him a lot of room to speak out against real-life issues and political scandals.
Fine, I'll answer your stupid-ass question. Here's how I feel about Iraq. I feel like you guys keep trying to distract people with Iraq when I'm focusing on other things, namely the moon.
He also cleverly uses rhetoric from the Bush administration to poke fun at the real commander-in-chief. Chappelle perfectly blended political comedy and hilarious writing for this presidential parody.
That's where we are going. Mars, Red Rocks. Yay, yay!
Number 10. The Wrap It Up Box.
From the makers of the Home Stenographer comes the Wrap It Up Box. It's like being the director of an awards show everywhere you go.
As seen on TV, product commercials can be funny enough on their own, so it's only natural that a Chappelle parody would be comedy gold. The Wrap It Up Box was perhaps the best example of an original item the writing staff came up with. This imaginary item bluntly tells someone that it's time to finish whatever they're doing.
So then I just went to Howard where I majored in sociology and made a lot of friends and had a really good time. So that was college, how about you?
Whether a person's continuing a dull conversation or talking too much in court, the Wrap It Up box lets them know their time is up. Honestly, we'd love to use this box to get out of boring situations in our real lives. Are we sure these aren't actually for sale?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Number 9. Wu-Tang Financial.
That's why it's time to enter the 36th chamber and step for the Wu. Wu-Tang Financial.
While Chappelle's show featured a number of high-profile musical guests and stars, bringing the Wu-Tang Clan in for this sketch was truly lightning in a bottle. The Wu-Tang Financial Group provides a variety of financial services, from investment advice to bond diversification. The way the group mostly plays this sketch straight is what really drives home the absurdity of the situation.
Let me tell you shit's blowing up. You're about to go to war, invest in some nuclear bombs.
Seeing the RZA and GZA selling Wu-Tang Financial as a place for the whole family is definitely an unexpected turn for these musical legends. But we'd still completely trust them with our cash.
At Wu-Tang Financial, we'll work with you to devise the best plan for you and your fam.
Number 8. Trading Spouses.
Daddy's going away for a little while, all right? I'm going to live with a white family. Y'all be good.
What you gonna be doing with a white family?
It's a TV show. Say hi to America.
When two families trade dads for a week, men from different backgrounds learn what it's like to walk in another person's shoes. While this describes the program Trading Spouses to a T, it also summarizes a sketch Chappelle starred in before that Fox reality show aired its first episode. The comedian uses the premise to give us some truly bad parents and plenty of awkward interactions. Along the way, it expertly parodies the format and obvious pitfalls of the Trading Spouses setup.
Todd would usually do the dishes after dinner.
Well, just so you know, his ass will be back April 13th.
Every character gets an arc and at least one laugh-out-loud moment. It's by far one of the most accurate and funny reality show parodies out there.
No matter where you come from, you know what I'm saying, or what color your skin is, we all pretty much do the same things in life. Raise our kids, make love from time to time.
Number 7. Tyrone Biggums drinks Red Balls.
I love this drink!
Thank you, Red Balls.
We don't know about you guys, but we'd be pretty sure we'd remember if energy drinks gave us this much power. The Red Balls parody was just one hilarious sketch starring the lovable but troubled Tyrone Biggums. This drink has given him so much energy that he seems to gain extraordinary hearing, vision, and strength.
Oh my God!
The visual of Tyrone lifting a bus while the $6 Million Man theme plays just leaves us rolling every single time. The sketch's outrageous physical comedy and the way it makes fun of superhero tropes turned it into a fantastic ad. After watching Tyrone star in that commercial, we're glad he didn't drink Red Balls before his class visit.
Kids, y'all are looking at a dead man. I should not be in front of you today.
Number 6. Frontline, Clayton Bigsby.
For the last 15 years, a man named Clayton Bigsby has been the leading voice of the white supremacist movement in America.
This boundary-pushing sketch is still as shocking and relevant then as it was today. The premise features a reporter meeting the author behind books that negatively impact African Americans. When the news anchor arrives at a secluded location, he discovers a shocking truth. The writer is an African American man who's been unable to see his whole life and was raised as a white person.
How could this have happened? A black white supremacist.
Not only does the sketch call out the ridiculous beliefs that many hateful groups have, but it also shows how the place a person is raised can negatively shape their entire life. The intense language and imagery of this sketch can be jaw-dropping sometimes, but the layered messages about hate and self-loathing make it an unforgettable dark comedy.
You've never left this property, have you, Mr. Bigsby?
No, sir, not in many years.
Number 5. The Wayne Brady Show.
Dave, you making me nervous. You making me think that you gonna snitch.
We don't think anyone was expecting a darkly hilarious sketch starring Wayne Brady. This comedian has a reputation for being a pretty wholesome guy. However, this sketch presents him as a violent loose cannon. Dave Chappelle can only watch in horror as Brady drives around for a night with Dave in the passenger seat. Their journey is full of tense moments and insanely quotable lines, and Chappelle really makes us believe that he's terrified of Brady.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Although this premise may seem underwhelming on paper, the hilarious end results speak for themselves.
Hey, Dave. Man, really, I had a great time tonight. Thank you.
Black actors, man.
Black actor.
Number 4. A televised draft.
Welcome to the first and maybe only racial draft here in New York City. Folks, this is for all the marbles.
Chappelle and Bill Burr team up here for a unique kind of draft. In the sketch, representatives from various racial and religious groups get the chance to bring new faces into their cultures. Celebrities like Tiger Woods, Lenny Kravitz, and the Wu-Tang Clan are all free agents open to embrace new identities. The sketch fully addresses and parodies a ton of stereotypes society places on different groups. At the same time, the show uses this outlandish setup to make a smart commentary on how people can struggle for acceptance in the culture they were born into. Throughout the draft, Chappelle and Burr's heavy language and funny observations only further highlight the issues about how different groups are perceived.
I always wanted to say this. For shizzle.
Number 3. Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. Prince.
Hello, Eddie Murphy.
Prince, what's up?
I'm a big fan of your comedies.
Oh, that's hot, Prince.
Would you like to come to my house and listen to some music?
We couldn't do a list of the best sketches without including one of the most iconic bits of comedy from the entire run of Chappelle's show. Chappelle impersonates Prince on this installment of Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. The comedian makes the singer into an extremely eccentric celebrity that is constantly trying to stave off boredom. After a few funny interactions, Prince and his crew challenge Murphy and his friends to a basketball game.
I mean, I kind of learned something that day. Don't never judge a book by its cover. This cat could ball, man.
The singer's team manages to absolutely dominate their foes with ease. What makes this sketch even funnier was the fact that Eddie Murphy insists that this game actually happened. the late great Prince could really ball.
I mean, it wasn't even like it was close. It was a landslide victory.
Game. Blouses.
Number 2, pop copy.
Occasionally, you may get snagged by one of these customer people. Just remember, your job is to frustrate them and make them feel unwanted. If you can, wrap up a story that'll make them feel uncomfortable.
We've all suffered through the experience of having to watch video after boring training video whenever we start a new job. This is a fact that the writers behind Pop Copy knew all too well, as they parodied this common workplace annoyance.
Should a customer get all uppity and ask to speak to a manager, then tell him, guess what? I am the manager.
Instead of promoting good practices, the sketch openly shows that employees will behave badly to each other. It also encourages Pop Copy trainees to mistreat customers and speak their mind. Not only is this video hilarious, but it also serves as a wish fulfillment to anyone who's ever worked in retail. We just wouldn't recommend ever taking any of Pop Copy's tips to your own job.
Welcome to the Pop Copy family and congratulations.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. Rick James.
I'm looking around to see who's there, and looking at the girls and everything, and all of a sudden I heard something go,
Charlie Murphy! That was cold-blooded!
Certain comedic moments make such an impact that you can remember where you were when they occurred. Every Chappelle's Show fan can clearly remember the first time they saw the Rick James sketch from Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. Once again, Chappelle gives an absurd and amazing take on a famous singer. Every single thing he says becomes an instantly quotable line.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
And as Chappelle's portrayal of the singer gets more and more zany, the real Rick James cuts in to provide commentary and give his perspective on the story. The sketch contains some of the best writing, unexpected twists, and physical comedy you'll find on the show. If you could only show a person one Chappelle's Show sketch, make sure that it's this.
What is the 5 fingers say to the face?
What?
Slap!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.